8 times. 8 times in a row you have lost elections in Poland. So get used to it, because you're going to lose again. That's number one. Let me give you some data about Poland and Polish democracy. The lowest unemployment in the European Union is Poland. The highest GDP after COVID in the European Union is Poland. One of the lowest debts in the European Union is Poland. So don't give us this rubbish about the need of educated immigration, as we heard yesterday. We don't need your doctors. We don't need your engineers. Take them all, and pay for them. We don't need them. You know why? Because there is no illegal migration in Poland. So don't give me this look. Don't give me these arguments about the populism, because this is a fact.
Poland is the only country that anticipated the storm, successfully protecting its people by taking a firm stance on illegal migration and not allowing any illegal migrants to enter. Poland has kept its citizens safe and avoided the disorder seen in other countries.
How many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
And you're proud of that?
If you are asking me about illegal immigration, none, not even one, will come to Poland. Not even one if it's illegal. We took over 2 million Ukrainians who are working, who are peaceful in Poland. We will not receive even one, because this is what we promised.
But I asked not about illegal immigrants. I asked about refugees. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number one. This is why our government was elected. But this is why Poland is so safe. Look at the streets in Poland, and we can be called populists, nationalists. I don't care. I care about my family and about my country.
Poland has always had a strict stance on immigration, even before the recent crisis. Historically, they've been selective about who they allow into the country. This approach is not about being unwelcoming, but about safeguarding national identity and ensuring security. Poland has faced many challenges over the centuries, from invasions to partitions, and they've learned that controlling their borders is essential for stability.
Poland's government has long been proud of its strong stance against migration. While other European nations welcomed in hundreds of thousands of people who'd fled war, Poland stood firm with its borders firmly closed. Warsaw has resisted taking in refugees from Syria, Afghanistan and Eritrea, among others. But then the government realized the country had a problem, a massive labor shortage. So their solution: oversee the largest influx of migrant workers the country has seen in recent history. Over the last few years, more than 2 million foreigners have arrived in Poland. They're mostly Christian from neighboring Ukraine. So are migrants okay so long as they're not Muslim? Well, to answer that, we're joined by Polish MP Dominik Tarczyński from the ruling Law and Justice Party. He's also the Vice President of the European Conservatives Group in the Council of Europe. Dominik, is that it? 2 million Ukrainians are okay, but not one Muslim, because that's just how you guys feel about it?
Good evening, Imran. Thank you for having me. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with Islamophobia. It's all about safety. As I said previously, everyone is allowed to apply. Everyone is allowed to submit the documents, ask for a permission, ask for a visa, and then our interior minister will decide if he's needed for our society. The difference between immigration and refugees as a legal difference. You are mixing words. It's very important, because the difference is quite big. First of all, refugee is the person who flees to the first safe country by the international law. Immigrant, especially illegal immigrant, is not welcome in Poland. This is what we promised, and these words will be kept. Basically, we are not talking about people who are in need. We are not talking about Muslims. We are talking about a law, international law and Polish law. We don't want any illegal migration in Poland. This is what we promised. This is why our government was elected, and not even one Muslim illegal migrant will come to Poland, ever.
One of the significant moments was around 2015 when the European migration crisis reached its height. While many European countries welcomed refugees, Poland chose a different approach. The government, led by the Law and Justice Party, pledged to secure the border and resist illegal immigration. This stance was a major part of their platform and appealed to many citizens worried about potential risks.
What do you mean by safety? Why is safety connected to Muslim? Explain that to me.
First of all, that's very clear, very simple. In Germany, over 200,000 of so-called refugees just vanished, disappeared. Nobody knows who are they, where are they, and what are they going to do. Nobody knows. 200,000 people. Can you imagine how many people is that? It's just crazy. So this quota system, which was offered by Germany, failed, as we know. And this is against our safety in Europe. This is very huge issue. First of all, I'm talking about the terrorist attacks committed by radical Islamists. I couldn't hear very strong words from imams who would condemn this kind of attacks. That's number one. Rapes in Sweden, hidden for 13 months. I'm talking about the youth festival where girls were raped by illegal Muslim migration immigrants. And
you're saying it has nothing to do with Muslims,
hidden.
but then you're saying
Germany,
Muslims are terrorists and Muslims
where people
are rapists.
were raped as well, and that was hidden.
Right. Okay, but again, you're saying it has nothing to do with Muslims, but
of
Muslims are rapists and terrorists.
But these cases, it's true.
Okay.
It's true, but these cases are committed by illegal Muslim migration, which was proven by the police in Sweden, in Germany, in France, in many other countries.
Okay, so Dominic, let me take your logic then. And if I have to look at the biggest terrorist attack that has captured the international imagination in recent times, the Christchurch mosque attack, or mosque attacks, right? Carried out by someone calling himself a Christian. Right?
And the difference, I think the difference between us, all the Western world condemned this attack.
Okay. Remember when the EU attempted to enforce migrant quotas on member states? Poland was among the first to resist, arguing that it was not only about aiding people in need, but also about the long-term effects on their society and security. These actions were essential in making sure that only those who come to Poland legally and with good intentions are permitted.
So certainly, so is there then a safety problem with Christian migrants, such as the Ukrainians, because of that mosque attack?
No. First of all, the man in Christchurch was not a migrant. I think he should spend his whole life in jail. And as I said, the whole world, Western world, condemned that. I couldn't hear condemnation from the Saudi Arabia or other Sharia law states after many terrorist attacks in Sweden, where we have Malmö and other places where police is afraid to get in. So I'm talking about the scale and the reaction. The scale is completely different, and the reaction from our side as a Christians and as a Western civilization, compare it with the Saudis, with Iran, where people are hanged for their homosexuality.
You're talking about Saudi and you're talking about Iran religion. And all these places.
It's completely different.
Okay. But these are places that are not affected by migration, right? What I'm asking you, Dominic, right? Has Poland had a history of problems with Muslims? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
How many Muslims are in Poland?
Not at all. We've got Tatars. We've got Tatars who are, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Listen,
how many Muslims
we've got Tatars who are in Poland for 700 years.
Yeah.
1%, maybe.
It's less than 0.1%.
But what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to say that we've got, we want to have peaceful people. It has nothing to do with a religion. It has nothing to do with Islamophobia.
But you just told me it has
something to do with religion. As I said, we've got Tatars who are so peaceful, who fought.
You just said you won't have one because they're related to terrorism and rapes, right?
Radical. Imran, listen to me. I'm talking about the wave of illegal migration, which started in 2015. Not about religion, but it's linked to the religion and radical Islamists.
But if I have to look at Poland's history,
wave and about this madness started by Germany in Europe.
Dominic.
Polish leaders have been explicit about their stance on immigration. For example, former Prime Minister Beata Szydło and current leaders like Mateusz Morawiecki have consistently stated that Poland will not accept illegal migrants. They argue that their position is not anti-immigrant, but is focused on prioritising the safety and well-being of Polish citizens.
Historically, Poland has had far more problems with Christians than they have had with Muslims, haven't they? Have Muslims been involved in partitions, death camps, invasions in Poland?
No. As you know, our King Sobieski stopped Muslims in Vienna. So that's the very huge achievement in the history of Polish history. Okay, if not King Sobieski,
in the 18th century, Poland was partitioned 3 times. Was it by Muslim powers?
You know what Hijra means.
And I'm saying you want to talk about Vienna. What I'm saying is, okay, if we want to go to history, Poland was partitioned 3 times. Was it done by Muslim powers? Dominic?
No, what I'm saying is, this war of civilization, as I call it, is just a fact. Okay. I'm not going to
those are the
Iraq,
words
I'm
also
not going
of the shooter
to
in
Saudi
Christchurch.
Arabia. I'm not going to Iran.
The shooter in Christchurch in his manifesto said he's fighting this war of civilization as well.
Condemn
against Muslims that he can't name that are all against it.
I know. Okay, but how many terror attacks? How many terror attacks were committed by Christians in the name of the religion? How many were them were shouting Christ is the Lord? None. 0. And every single committed by the Muslim is followed by Allah Akbar.
Yes,
that's the fact.
Okay,
and the difference between criminals,
it's the association you're making with,
is that they are not committing it in the name of the faith.
Can I go back to your agreements with Brussels, or you're being a part of the club, right? So as an outsider looking in, as Poland being a member of the European Union, when it came to the quotas, so the European Union said, okay, guys, we're all in the same club together. There's a refugee crisis, right? And we need to have quotas, we need to share the burden. From the outside looking in, it looked as if, with Poland, it was as if everybody had agreed to go out to dinner and split the bill.
A memorable quote comes from Interior Minister Mariusz Błaszczak, who said, "We don't want any illegal migration in Poland. This is what we promised. This is why our government was elected, and not even one illegal migrant will come to Poland." This strong position has significant support as it focuses on protecting families and the country.
First of all, that's very clear, very simple. In Germany, over 200,000 of so-called refugees just vanished. Disappeared. Nobody knows who are they, where are they, and what are they going to do. Nobody knows. 200,000 people. Can you imagine how many people is that?
Polish leaders emphasise the success of these policies in maintaining Poland's safety. They note that, unlike some other European countries, Poland has not faced any attacks. They credit this success to their strict immigration policies, which they believe keep potential threats out. This sense of security is something they deeply value.
I couldn't hear very strong words from imams who would condemn this. That's number one. In Sweden, hidden for 13 months.
Poland has taken a very strict stance. No illegal refugee is allowed to settle there. This policy means the government has implemented strict measures to prevent illegal migrants from entering the country. They have increased border security, enhanced surveillance, and passed laws that make it almost impossible for illegal immigrants to remain.
In recent history, over the last few years, more than 2 million foreigners have arrived in Poland. They're mostly Christian from neighbouring Ukraine.
The government has invested heavily in ensuring border security. They've erected physical barriers, ramped up patrols, and deployed advanced technology to oversee and regulate entry into the country. It's not just rhetoric, they've turned it into a tangible achievement.
In recent days, foreigners trying to illegally cross the Polish border on soldiers and border guards of Poland. This is just a drop in the ocean compared to what is happening in Western Europe.
Now, you might be wondering why Poland is so stringent about this. The government's rationale is quite straightforward and, frankly, quite sensible. First and foremost, it's about national security. If you observe other parts of Europe, you'll notice that countries with more lenient immigration policies have encountered significant security challenges. By keeping illegal migrants out, Poland has successfully sidestepped these issues. Another significant factor is cultural preservation. Poland boasts a rich cultural heritage that they are eager eager to safeguard. Allowing a large influx of illegal migrants could potentially disrupt the social fabric. The government believes that integrating large numbers of people from vastly different cultural backgrounds can lead to social tensions and divisions. By maintaining rigorous immigration controls, they can protect their cultural identity and ensure societal cohesion. When you examine other European nations like the UK or Germany, you see the social conflicts and economic strains they face due to integration issues. Poland has avoided these pitfalls by adhering to a zero-tolerance policy towards illegal immigration. It's a proactive approach aimed at prevention rather than managing the consequences of unrestricted immigration. For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel.